Hello friends, welcome to this video, welcome to this little creative corner of my studio. Today is going to be all about sketchbooks. I am going to create a magic carpet of sketchbooks. I have literally just gathered all of my sketchbooks into one cabinet of curiosity or a cabinet of creativity. Instead of just leaving them there neatly, I'm going to create a bit of chaos and put them all over the floor and have a good old mooch and meander through my sketchbooks. So this is my cabinet of sketchbooks. So up until this morning, this cabinet was full of old bits of cardboard that I was keeping just in case they came in handy. I have now filled up this cabinet with sketchbooks, but there's enough room for some new ones. Now that they're all in one place, because they were scattered across my house on shelves, under desks, under sofas, piles on the floor, I thought it would be good to take them all out of here and put them on the floor again. I'm an idiot. There's a lovely saying about planting a tree, which I think is very applicable to a sketchbook practice. And the saying is that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is today. And I think that about sketchbooks. So if you didn't start a sketchbook practice 20 years ago, then today's the day. And I'm so glad that me of 20 years ago persevered with my sketchbook practice and kept going even when I found working in a sketchbook challenging and difficult and confronting, and my expectations didn't match the reality of what I was creating in a sketchbook. I really love the fact that I've now got this back catalogue that I can search through and seek ideas and track the progression of an idea. It's a lovely resource. It's a lovely way to reconnect back to myself as an artist through time and to just have that sort of skip through memory lane. And I love seeing them in unison and looking for different sort of connections and similarities and themes. And when I do this, I just get the sketchbooks together and I flick through them and I just stop at any page that I find interesting. And then I look at them and go, why am I interested in this now? What am I noticing? What is drawing me in? So gathering together all my sketchbooks in one place for the first time and laying them out and spending time looking through them has given me some real thoughts about creativity. Laying them out is like seeing all of my sort of thoughts, experiments, fascinations all stitched together. And individually, the pages are just sort of experiments. But when you combine them, there's a sort of extraordinary power in the compounding effect. You know, I look at all these sketchbooks laid out like this and I think this was me showing up for my own creativity. In some way, it's like effort in physical form. There's evidence that I kept turning up for my own joy, my own discovery, my own development, my own sense of who I wanted to be. Turning up for a sketchbook practice or turning up for our own creativity in whatever way, day after day, week after week, year after year, is like a personal contract with ourselves, isn't it? It's giving our ideas somewhere to live. It's grounding our creativity in some way. It's taking ideas that are in my head, my heart, my soul and putting them somewhere. And there's something about that physical manifestation that I think is really significant when I see them all together like this. And I think there's something really powerful for me about seeing how ideas layer and build and combine and develop and evolve. There's something really pleasing about documenting an artistic journey, a pursuit, a series of fascinations, and I can look at them all in the round because I've got a pile of sketchbooks, and I really love that about a sketchbook. I find it really powerful. And here I've probably got 12 years of sketchbooks. I didn't used to keep my sketchbooks, I used to throw them out, and I now really try to keep them because they're such a valuable resource to me. I use them all the time in my art making. It's a support system for my creativity. And now that I've got them all together for the first time, I am just really struck by how many sketchbooks there are. And the thing is, I don't work in my sketchbook every day, far from it, but it's a compounding effect, isn't it? It's momentum, and even a little bit here and there adds up over a decade, over a lifetime. I was just thinking, what do you think is the collective noun for a collection of sketchbooks? I wondered if it was a scribble of sketchbooks or a cacophony of sketchbooks, possibly. I also wanted to show you some of my current sketchbooks and how they've been informed by walking along the coastal paths here near Hastings. In a previous video, I shared me drawing on the beach and some of the shapes and motifs that I was noticing and interested in, and they have come out in my sketchbook big time. I have fallen down a rabbit hole in my sketchbook. So I just thought I'd show you that and how what I'm doing in my sketchbook is translating into the paintings I'm working on. So these are my current sketchbooks, a tiny little one and a giant big one. This sketchbook is an A3 size sketchbook, so it's big, and you may recognise these collages. These were the little collages that I created inspired by the walk through my local town. These are the drawings that I did on the beach in another video. These drawings and this little series of explorations then inspired another series of drawings, and it's like the big art stepping stone continues. We just take an idea and we expand on it and push it. So I really just fell down a rabbit hole with these repeating dots and spots, but they were all fairly much inspired in one way or another from my walks, from drawing on the beach, from looking at different shapes when I was out and about. And then I have this tiny little sketchbook which again contains all sorts of different little drawings. So these are my current sketchbooks, and I'm also working on some paintings. So these are the paintings that I've been working on. I've moved them on since I showed you them in the last video. These paintings demonstrate my two sensibilities. I really love bold brush marks, smears of paint, very gestural paint, but I also enjoy obsessive decoration and detail. And so I've taken this painting in one direction, and with these three paintings, I'm liking the undoneness of them, I'm liking the energy of them, I'm liking the boldness of them, and so I'm sort of thinking of these three as nearly done, possibly. I might add in a little bit of line. This one feels like it's in a different family, whereas these three feel like they have a different sensibility. But hopefully you can see in this painting where my sketchbook explorations and drawing on the beach have come out in some of the marks and lines and patterns that I'm including in this painting. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your lovely kindness and your warmth and enthusiasm. It really does mean a lot to me. And I will see you next time for a little bit of creative chit chat.